Good morning, I'm Kensei and welcome to Dragontrek.
The view from the hut in the morning. Enchanting.
It's 6:20, I'm heading out from Zealand Hut. But before we get further down the trail, we're going to do a little blue blaze. Yes, we're chasing waterfalls again. Multiple waterfalls. This is awesome. And there's a waterfall behind that tree too. It's difficult to get on camera right there. And with this above me, the water source continues this way. And there's a little bit of rapids there. Can't really see much of that waterfall. A little better now. More waterfalls. It rained yesterday, but not until I was safely in the hut. Thank you. And now there's water on the trail, water source on the trail. What should an 80 thru-hiker endure? The some of the trail has been wet and rocky and muddy. Some of the trail is like this. These are the trails I like to hike. Yesterday on the uphill, I had to take a knee a couple of times just because of how steep it was. Still, I would say that Albert Mountain in North Carolina is my worst climb. If that is objectively true or if I gotten better at it, I don't know. I told you yesterday that I was contemplating between hiking to the shelter at 3-4 miles or whatever it was, or to the parking lot at 7.8 miles. Since there's an 80% chance of rain today, or that was the forecast yesterday morning. Things could have changed, but I am feeling sprinklings already. That could be rain from yesterday that has been trapped in the leaves. I don't know if it rained after midnight. And I talked to and asked him for his advice, and he said, well, if you're going into town, it doesn't really matter how wet you get, you can still do laundry. And that sort of made up my mind on heading into town. And with trail conditions like this, it might go much faster than I expected, I hope. Unsurprisingly, trail conditions did not last. And now it's back to what we're used to. The water source with some small waterfalls. The mist in the valley between the trees going to the beyond. It's almost as if it was a river among the trees. This is so beautiful. Wow. I was so mesmerized by the mist that I missed the water down there. It's not moving, so it's not as fascinating as a waterfall, but it's there. That's what I call a rock scramble. I'm happy that is on the side of the AT and not on the AT. But there's a lot of rocks here, and I'm getting a little suspicious. Suspicions confirmed. Fortunately, it seems like we're doing across rather than up. That up would have been brutal, and I don't want to go up. This seems almost normal, for an AT definition of normal at least. Being first man on the trail can be mystical and magical and magnificent, as with the mist I showed you earlier. But the much more common result of being first on trail is silk blazing, and I've been doing that a lot today. Today is a good day, despite the silk blazing. Just as the trail sometimes was wide, it was also sometimes narrow. And as you can see, with the vegetation right next to the trail, and you walk into it, you sometimes get wet. A nice little water source to rock hop this morning. Bridge over water source. The step up is a little steep, long. Hey. Downriver. That's the direction I came from. And to upriver. So most of the trail has had that nice, perfect terrain that I like. There are some mud and water interrupting it too, just as the rocks that I've previously shown you. Right now, a lot of board walking and a lot of lakes like this in between the boards. This isn't bad, but there are places where it's worse, and you have to be creative to try to stay dry, because the distance between one board and the next is too far. I ran into a couple of sobos, a couple of people walking their dogs, crossing the active railroad, looking both ways, obviously, on the way to the parking lot, the first parking lot. I'm heading on to the second parking lot at US Route 308 or whatever. And yeah, pretty nice walking on this fairly even material. We'll see exactly where we're heading. There are a few blazes here and there. It's so far indicated that we road walk. I haven't seen anything about turning into the woods, but I'm sure that will come in time. Well, actually, I'm going to a parking lot. So for all I know, we are road hiking to that parking lot. I hiked out to US Route 302 and got a ride from there to Willie House. They let me use their landline because there is no cell service here. And I reserved a bunk at the Coho Hostel. And I also talked to my shuttle driver, who will be here in an hour or less than that now. And I'm not sure exactly where he will be stopping, since there's several parking lots around here. So I hope we'll get in touch when he gets here, since he can't reach me on my phone.
Hi, this is Editing Can Say. Unfortunately, I forgot to shoot an ending of today's hike. So keep on checking.